What happens when you're a small town and your population goes up and up and up? This week we're in Squamish, where the population growth over the last 2 decades has created tremendous opportunities, but also challenges. Even on a cloudy day, it's clear to see why Squamish has become so popular. The hiking, the oceans, the proximity to Vancouver, the new tourist attractions like the gondola. It's all meant that many, many young families have moved to the area in the last decade. But with all that growth come challenges and a conflict between the newer generation and the older one who remembers Squamish the way it was.
I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of bridging our community and reaching out to all folks who live here.
Jenna Stoner is one of many millennials who moved to Squamish this decade for the lifestyle and affordability. Now she's a city councillor, dealing with the ramifications of others just like her coming in.
How do we actually start to foster this sense of community with both the old and the new and the returning? And so I think that needs to be done by engaging our citizenship a little bit more.
Thank you. Only 4 BC municipalities have grown by more than 30% in the last 10 years. But Squamish is the only one not directly connected to an urban centre, which means a few growing pains for new residents.
We don't have sidewalks everywhere.
Karen Elliott became mayor in October, 6 years after moving to Squamish herself. Her biggest priority is managing the growth.
But how do we do that in a thoughtful way, in a way that preserves some of the things we love about Squamish? You know, our vision statement says we're a small town with a big heart, and we don't want to lose that.
Susan Chappelle was a councillor for 7 years before losing to Elliott for mayor. She worries there will be too many people and not enough infrastructure for businesses and transportation.
Squamish has so much potential, but realizing that potential requires thinking not just about residentialization and where people live, but also where people work and where people play.
Bridging all those gaps will be the biggest challenge as Squamish continues its transition from a small to medium-sized town. But with a mix of young and old on council, they're all hopeful they can continue to keep Squamish what made them come here in the first place. Justin McElroy, CBC News, Squamish.